Sports, 100% reflective. Sometimes it's Raven. Sometimes it's other teams affected. Hold on tight, strap in. It's gonna get hectic. Couch Rider Report, an original sports perspective. Welcome back to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. This is your host, your couch rider Raven, Jermaine Lockett. What's happening, folks? Hey, I need to apologize to y'all for the last video. I shouldn't have went there. I shouldn't have shook it for subs. It didn't work anyway. And you know what? Some of y'all actually unsubscribed, and I don't blame you. I'm sorry. I appreciate those who stuck around, but let's just get down to business. Let's talk about it, folks. The matchup for week 5. It is here. It is here. We are on Monday Night Football. I don't even know how to do the song, but I feel like I want to do it. Like, something like that. Yeah, something along those lines. I'm feeling good today, folks. I'm glad to be back. I know it's been a couple of days. I don't know if y'all missed me, but I definitely missed you. So I want to talk about some key factors, some focus areas, 5 different focus areas for the Ravens versus the Colts matchup. It's going to be at M&T Bank Stadium. You know how the Ravens feel. The history is there. The Mayflower trucks, the 1984 story where Baltimore lost their football team. And guess what? When you look at the scoreboard, you're not even going to see the name of the Colts inside the stadium. You're going to see Ravens versus Indianapolis. They refuse to put the name Indianapolis or the name of the Colts in the Ravens Stadium, in M&T Bank Stadium, ever again. It's just a bitter thing. I don't know. Either way, but that's the history behind it. Basically, the Colts left Baltimore to Indianapolis. I'm pretty sure it was some contract, stadium, upgrade, talk, blah, blah, blah. And then one team gets bitter, the owner gets bitter, and then decided to just bounce over to Indianapolis. We can't say nothing. We stole Cleveland's team. And then we was trying to take the name too, but I'm glad we did not. I'm glad the Ravens are the Ravens. I don't think I'd be a Ravens fan if it was the Baltimore Browns. Not sure. I don't know how I feel about it. I just love the purple, as you can see. Moving on, let's get this party going. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, smack that bell so you know what's going down. Anywho, matchup number 1 is my main man, Jimmy. Y'all can hate on Jimmy all you want. Brooke, you can hate on Jimmy all you want, but look here. I love me some Jimmy Smith. When he's healthy, you can definitely see the difference this guy makes in a game. When he's not, I know y'all get frustrated, throw furniture and all this stuff, but look, when he's healthy, things happen. Good things happen. Without him, let me tell you what happens. Whew, it got ugly during the beginning of the season. Without Jimmy Smith in the game, we talking about Baltimore gave up 19 completions for 245 yards and 2 touchdowns to tight ends, and that's only through 2 weeks. Without Jimmy, we was missing him, no doubt. I don't know what we're gonna do next year if y'all decide to get rid of Jimmy, because y'all want to run Jimmy out of town because y'all don't care about Jimmy. I care about Jimmy. I'm with you, Jimmy. I've been with you since day 1, since the draft day. No matter how confusing it was, I was with Jimmy Smith. That was my guy. Anyway, next, with Jimmy there, this is how Jimmy produces. So like I said, without him, 19 receptions, 245 yards, and 2 touchdowns were surrendered without Jimmy Smith. Of course, those were against the best tight ends in football, at least 2 of them anyway, and Darren Waller and Kelsey. And their backups got a little chunk here and chunk there, whatever. But when Jimmy came back and had to face off against TJ Hawkinson, things were a little bit different. When he had to face off against Fant, things were a little bit different. Things felt a little bit better in Baltimore. You had your energy up. You was hyped because the defense held it down, and Jimmy only surrendered 10 catches for 91 yards and 1 touchdown. That 1 touchdown was on a miss. It was on a blown coverage. I'll be honest. In the red zone, left the tight end wide open. I'm not sure if that was zone or man. All I know is Noah Fant was sitting there wide open in the front of the end zone. So anyway, through 2 games, only 91 yards surrendered, 1 touchdown given, and I don't even think that was his fault. So you got to look at what Jimmy contributes to this team. He can follow the tight end. And I believe him versus Mo Alley Cox is going to be a matchup to watch because Mo Alley is just starting to heat up with Carson Wentz. Last game, they went 3 catches for 42 yards and had 2 touchdowns through Mo Alley Cox. I am curious to see how this matchup is going to look with Jimmy Smith locking Mo Alley Cox down. Should be a great matchup. Looking forward to seeing it. Next, I believe this is number 4 as far as the matchups that I am concerned about, the focus areas. The injury battle is what I like to call this one because we have one member that is of the Colts and he's coming back from a calf injury, and then you have Rashod Bateman, who's only known right now for really just roasting Marlon Humphrey on a family day. I'm kidding. He's a rookie. He's solid. First round pick out of Minnesota. Huge fan. Love the guy. Can't wait to see him tear it up on his first game on Monday Night Football on one of the biggest stages. And he is facing a former 3-time Pro Bowler in Xavier Rhodes. Now, I say former. It's true. The dude just doesn't have the skill that he had before. Granted, he's just coming back from injury, and he had a decent year last year. It's more revived because he got cut by the Vikings because he was not doing too well. He got cut up, and they had one of the worst secondaries in NFL history 2 years ago, and that was the reason he got sent up the river. Colts picked him up, said, hey, we'll give you another shot. And then he revived himself and turned into a decent corner. He's looked at as one of the Colts' top corners. So he'll be lined up on our guy, Rashod Bateman. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that matchup can go down. Because if Devontae Parker's having a day with him, and he did, he had 4 catches for 77 yards and a touchdown, and people were blowing up Twitter, calling Rhodes trash and everything. Talking about the kid's mom, I'm just like, ooh, y'all savage. Just mean as all get out. Even a beat writer, he had said this. I think it was Joe Erickson. He says, he's a Colts insider. He says, Rhodes has really struggled in his first 2 games this season. So he was pretty bad against Miami. When you got your inside beat writer saying this, there's no faith in this guy. There's no faith. So it means it's good, baby. We good. Let Rashod have a day. Let Rashod have a day. Because we know he don't want any part of Hollywood. We know he don't want any part of Watkins. That boy good. That boy good. No, but seriously, when you look at the other matchup, you want a corner that is going to be fast enough to cover Hollywood, if we're thinking about it from a Colts perspective. And I believe that's Isaiah Rodgers is over there on that side. And I think the guy runs about a 4.28 or something like that. So he got the speed to keep up with Holly. So Lamar's going to have to go to a different side of the ball right there and definitely stay away from the interior of the field because they have a good slot corner over there. And what was his name? Oh, Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore is a very good slot corner. He's already got an interception on the season. I think he's got 2 pass defenses as well against Tennessee. The guy is a talented interior type of guy. And speaking of Lamar, that's another one of the matchups that you want to take a look at. That's him versus Darius Leonard. So Darius is everywhere. This guy is a full-on terrorist when it comes to the field. He's got 3 pass defenses. He's got 1 forced fumble and an interception through 4 games. Okay, Lamar has a problem with fumbling. We don't want these two to even see each other on the field because Lamar will cough this ball up if he runs across Darius. I'm just saying. I like our guy. I love our MVP, our former MVP, unanimous MVP. But if he runs across this dude, Darius Leonard, it could be a problem. I don't want Lamar to even think about this guy. I want him on trying to look him off, trying to just get away, get out of bounds. Don't want no part of Darius Leonard. We don't need that in our lives, folks. We don't need that. Turnovers lose games. Lamar got to stay away from him. OA versus the O-line. The Colts O-line has allowed 10 sacks this year. Carson Wentz has been sacked 10 times this season because that O-line is just not doing what they need to do to protect this guy. And if OA, oh Lord, if he gets in there, he is going to wreak havoc. I cannot wait. Please let my guy get like 2 sacks on the night so y'all can shut up about this Judon mess because y'all keep saying, oh, Baltimore should have got rid of him. He shouldn't have never left. Baltimore didn't want Judon. Plain and simple. They wanted something cheaper that could be just as effective. And I'm telling you that Oweh is just as effective as Judon. He's a game record. He's an AFC Defensive Player of the Week because he helped take down the daggone mighty Pat Mahomes and those Chiefs. You best believe it. What more can I say? Hey. And then there's the number one focus area. Of course, Baltimore prides themselves in not allowing 100-yard rushers. They just don't do it. All season, they haven't allowed one. And last year, they didn't allow very many last year either. There have been times when they have allowed 100-yard rushers, and it's been terrible, and John Harbaugh's went in there and took his belt off and whooped everybody in the locker room. But this year, he hasn't had to worry about that. Jonathan Taylor is no slouch. I'm going to tell you right now. He is not a slouch. Baltimore's still going to be on the lookout. They still got to stay vigilant. They got to be on their game, making sure they stop this guy from having a breakout day. And that comes to Queen handling business, making sure they wrap it up with their tackle on this defensive line. Want to make sure Madubuike and Campbell are on their game. They have to be on their game. They're going to stop this run. They got to make sure they fill those gaps, do what they need to do so that they do not allow a 100-yard rusher on the day, because that could definitely cause some problems if they get effective in the ground game. That play action will go nuts, and Carson Wentz, he will definitely get on his game if they have an effective ground game. So what are the key factors here? Jimmy has to lock up Mo Ali Cox. The injury battle has to be won by Rashod Bateman against a corner who has definitely fallen off in the last couple of years. Oweh needs to go get them cookies when he go gets wins a couple of times, because the Colts O-line is opening up the floodgates and letting everybody through. Yes, indeed. And then LJ versus Leonard. Yeah, he needs to go ahead and stay far away from Leonard. They ain't friends. They ain't family. Nothing for the 60 minutes of this ball game. Lamar needs to definitely stay away. No fumbles. That's what we're hoping. And then this Ravens D needs to be a former shell of itself like it was in 2006, just locking everything down and terrorizing this Colts offense. Should these things happen, Baltimore will get the W. Everybody will be toasting in the locker room. It'll be great. And then we can send the Colts out of town once again like it's 1984. This is the home of original sports perspective. From our couch to yours, this is your host, Jermaine Lockett, the Couch Rider Raven. Please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. Take care. Peace out. 2 claps, fade to black.